So our vision and values were approved by the board, or the shadow board as it was at that time in autumn 2005, even before Northwards went live. So we thought it was time, the board considered last year and thought it was time to refresh them. And I think there were two reasons behind that. Firstly, because we'd made considerable progress against our original vision and values, but also because our external environment, the environment we operate in, has also changed. So it was right and timely to review them and refresh them.
So the vision and values really sit at the heart of what Northwards is, and it's something that our tenants respond to. And what this is about is making sure that we're still delivering the service that our tenants want 10 or 15 years down the line. And the vision and values will tell us how we should go about doing that. And it really is about us bringing that to life to everybody that comes into contact with Northwards, which is why we're getting people involved from the people we work with, like Manchester Working, from our tenants, the board, the SMT, the EMT, and all 280 employees that we've seen over the past 3 days. The key feedback really is it's been about relationships, it's been about community, it's been about the tenants. It's also been about kind of green initiatives, which is something we don't have in place in the vision and values at the moment. And that's something that the employees are really keen and excited about.
I think it's important to be involved, hoping that we will go forward in much the same way as we've arrived at this point, but with more and more emphasis on customers being even more involved in the future, and let them shape on a day-to-day basis the attitude, the work ethic of Northwards.
The whole organisation is focused on the needs of their residents. In my experience, everybody throughout that organisation is committed to the benefit of their residents.
We obviously want to make our estates great estates and what people are proud to live on our estates, and obviously our role is to make sure that people abide by the tenancy conditions and also make sure would you want to live there, and ultimately if you have that mindset then it makes it a lot easier to do your job.
Well, they've done my kitchens, windows, tiled all the roof, so what would that have cost me? And it's all free, so I've done very well.
We're putting PV solar panels on up to 600 properties of ours. We've shortlisted about 1,400 which are suitable for PV, and we're hoping that the residents can benefit as much as possible from having these PV panels on the roofs.
Our residents come to us with any problems that they might have because they know that we can help.
The majority of the feedback we get is positive, especially from the more vulnerable residents in our communities, the elderly, those that are living on their own. They really enjoy the support that we give out there. Community cohesion is one of the major factors of our role. We spend a lot of time attending tenants and residents meetings, community events, wherever we can, and given time allowances and restrictions placed upon us, we try and get into youth clubs so that everybody knows us when we're out on the estate.
We also work in quite a supportive role, and the neighbourhood housing officers will assist and support and put support in place, referring to the appropriate agencies to try and obtain support for tenants that are maybe vulnerable adults. We are definitely frontline services for the organisation, and we do a lot of work from here that obviously results in the community becoming a better place.
I hope to learn from this session that as a community that we've all got very similar feelings, hopes and fears, but also that maybe as an individual I can bring something to it that other people maybe haven't thought about.
There was a lot of consistency between what we're hearing from the 13 workshops, and the staff were very consistent with what the partners and tenants were saying and with what the board said. And the message that came through all the time was we want to make a difference in North Manchester. We want it to be a good place to live, a good place to learn, a good place to work. And that was consistently coming through. Clearly our main role is about providing affordable housing. The thing that did change though from the previous vision and values was about sustainability. That was both in terms of social sustainability but also in terms of environmental sustainability. And we've done a lot of work around making homes more energy efficient to make sure that people can live in them more cost effectively, but also to reduce our environmental footprint as well. And that's one of the big changes that came through from the original vision and values to our current vision and values.